For a long time, you might have felt like there was a lot of chaos going on, a lot of upheaval, a lot of twists, a lot of turns, and like so much going on that you didn't know how you was gonna make it through. You might have even felt alone at a lot of times, felt like it was only you going through this and that no one could possibly understand. But right now, a lot is about to change. A lot is about to change for you. But I do have a bit of advice. Want to talk about it? I feel like I need something. You tried to fight, but you can't escape me. My brain is racing for something. My heart is racing for clarity. What's going on, y'all? It's Aubrey, and this is going to be a reading from my Aries out there. My Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Okay, so do note that this is a general reading, okay? So it may or may not resonate. Take what does, leave the rest. But if you want to get a personal reading done, you can most definitely check the description box. Shoot me a text on my number, and we can set you up with a personal reading. They are 50% off right now, so definitely make sure that you go and you take advantage of that. That sale is running until June 22nd, 23rd. Okay, June 22nd, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find more of that information down in the description box below. But as far as this reading, I've already gone and predetermined the cards. So I've already drawn them out. And yeah, man, like looking at this energy, it's a lot going on, Aries. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. But we're gonna go ahead and jump straight into it. So as a general message, you have orphaned. You have orphaned, right? So it tells me like right now you're probably not in the best headspace, right? Because this is about a sense of loss. This is an identity crisis. This is recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. We were all meant to have connections with other people within our families, society, and the larger culture. No man is on an island, and it's important to recognize that when being a part of rather than separate from is essential to your well being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way that you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like minded and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. And literally, it's time to move on because clarifying that we have the Six of Swords. We have the Six of Swords. So, like right now, you're in a state of transition areas. You're in a state of transitions where the old is falling away, the new is trying to come in, but it's more of a mental thing and more of a psychological thing more so than it is a physical thing. Like right now there could be a lot of physical changes, like you could literally be moving, out of out of state, right? You could be moving from one location to another. You could be going from single to divorce, or divorce to single rather. You could be having to cut off friends, especially with the eclipses and whatnot that has happened recently. And then keep in mind we do also have this new moon that is occurring this weekend. It's a new moon in Gemini, so that should be within your. Let me see. What would that be? That would be Aries, Taurus. Wait, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. So yeah, you have a new moon happening in your third house this weekend. So expect some new chances for like communication. There could be like new neighbors that pop up, or maybe even like new things being built, when it comes to social media, new beginnings with social media, or new beginnings with your relatives, your siblings, or just like your local community, right? But I do feel as though you are probably having people come into your life, or just finding a new way to be able to communicate, right? So even if you didn't have anyone around before, and maybe that stifled you and you didn't know how to put your words together and open up about what it was you're going through. Now you might be in a space where it's like, okay, I can talk about this. I know how to talk about this. Moving on, the next energy that we have is happy, happy. Okay, so in regards to love, we have happy, happy, but it is clarified by the tower. Okay, it is clarified by the tower. So I'm a little skeptical about that because I feel as though whatever is about to happen, there's definitely some sort of shock. Okay, some sort of shock element to it. Okay, because with this happy, happy, this is about joy. This is about contentment. This is about a sense of fulfillment, of feeling that all as well. Right. There are moments in a relationship where you just feel good about whom you're with and you know that your heart is wide open to befriend, to love, and to care for another without warning or wanting anything in return. This is the kind of happy that you just want to share. The appearance of this in a reading tells you that joy and contentment are here now and not somewhere else or off in the future. The grass is greenest right where you stand. Be grateful and delight in your relationship. And if you're seeking one, be happy now. Happiness attracts more of itself, like bees to honey. And it's crazy that it says like bees to honey because that's actually jumping ahead. That's actually your protection message is like bees to honey. So just keep that in mind. But it seems to be like there's things coming in. For some of you guys, this might be a new relationship that's entering your life. It might be just a new way of existing. Honestly, I feel like it's a new leash on life, a new love on life, right? Like, if that's probably what I'm entitled is a new love on life because it's just like really changing your perspective, right? Third house is opposite of ninth house. Both deal with mental, both deal with communications. And so mental communications, a lot of Mercury energy, right? And they're also the houses of Gemini, right? So it's like you're getting a total upgrade in those areas where it's like the way that I think, my subconscious is connected to the way that I communicate. So even if this isn't like a physical relationship that is starting within your life, where there could be platonic, romantic, friendship, family wise, siblings, or a new community, whatever, this could just simply be a way of existing in the world that is a total shock and coming out of nowhere, right? And it's also a fated element to it as well. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised if like you get a random call for someone you haven't spoken to, or there's just a random meeting that takes place in a place that you never expected, or from a person that you never expected, right? There's a lot of fated events that are going to be happening that are going to lead you towards this happiness, right? Now, when it comes to your prosperity message is a change in the wind, which tells me like, again, things are changing. There is disruption, there is chaos, there is upheaval, right? But you also need to know that there is going to be a rainbow after the storm, right? It's kind of like eclipse season. Eclipse season, we go through like this period. 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after, shit is crazy. Think back to the last 2 months, really, right? Around April 20th and around like Cinco de Mayo, right? Chaos, things happening, and you don't really understand why when you're in the moment. And it's not until maybe even later that you understand, okay, now I see why this happened. This ended up happening as a result of this, da 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 da, right? Like you could have maybe had your own apartment and then lost your apartment, and then you don't really understand why, and it's like, oh my god, what am I going to do, where am I going to live, this, that, and the third. And then it's not until you're out of that eclipse period later on, weeks later after the eclipse period ends, that you realize like, oh, I was going down a wrong path, that wasn't meant for me, that needed to break away, that chaos needed to happen because I was actually supposed to be living in this location and not that location. Or that house had a lot more repairs that I didn't even realize when I signed the lease. Like, things happen for a reason. And that is a space where you are at now, is realizing like, okay, there are these changes that are coming in. There are these things that are happening. And the more that you go with it and like allow spirit to do their job, the better off you'll be. The better off you'll be, right? So with this, right? This is a sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. Right? Now, as you endeavor to create a prosperous life, you may encounter unexpected reversals that cause you to shift directions. This is a good thing, so there's nothing to fear. Perhaps an opportunity you sought out went to someone else. Perhaps you pursued something that you suddenly realize is not in your highest good. You might not be 100% clear on where you need to go, but you are certain that things are not going as planned. Circumstances are not in your control right now. Wait it out. All will be well. Even better, actually. Trust, right? And so with that, we have clarifying that is the Three of Cups, right? Which speaks to celebrations, which speaks to, coming together, groups coming together. This could even be like friends coming together, right? Like, so I don't know. I'm getting a big sense like something dealing with communication or something dealing with other people. Like, I just feel like there are connections that have changed with you. I don't know if it's, a physical relationship, maybe a falling out, but, maybe falling out with friends, but it's like allow it to happen because there are, new connections that are going to be coming in, right? That are going to be coming in. And right now, you might even be finding out a lot of shocking secrets, a lot of, things that were hidden from you that cause you to question love, that cause you to question, how you communicate or how it is that you relate to other people right now. But allow those things to happen, because what is coming in is going to be so much better. So much better, which brings me to the protection message, right? Milk and honey. Milk and honey is the protection message. And what is that on 51? Milk and honey. So this is the taste of prosperity. Opportunities born out of authenticity, nurturing abundance, and trusting that your needs will be met, right? A nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as it means to escape what's really going on. It works in a moment, but only fleetingly before the feelings return and you need to re-up until you're exhausted. Feeling worse than before, you may continue struggling, or you may see the light and choose to surrender to spirit. Now is the time for practicing extreme self-care. If you can, do so before you engage in behaviors you'll regret later. You are so loved, so cared for. Feel love and compassion for yourself. Turn your troubles over to the divine for healing. That's all that counts right now. And then with that, you have the Ace of Wands. I'm telling you, listen, literally, whatever fallout is going on right now, allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. Spirit is saying, trust me, do the work. Trust me, you're being divinely guided right now, because we're trying to literally bring in something that is so much better for you. But you have to just trust and release that fear. That's really all it is. It just feels like mental blocks are going on right now because a lot in the physical is changing and you're scared. And Spirit is saying, don't be. Don't be. There are new connections that are forming in your life. Okay. New connections of all kinds. You are going through a serious upgrade right now. And it feels scary because all that you've known is being withered away. But allow it to go away. All right. So definitely make sure that you go down to my description box so that you can book you a personal reading. Like I said, they are 50% off right now. Okay. Definitely 50% off right now. So about like 150. So go down to the description box, book you a personal reading. Shoot me a text, serious inquiries only. And yeah, I love each and every one of y'all. And I will see you in the next one. So before I let y'all go, make sure that you head on over to patreon.com/AlanaSouls for extended readings and exclusive videos. Members also receive major discounts and savings on personal readings. And speaking of, tell me